Hi everyone! Academic Writing Wizard, AWW for short, is a new web-based application that helps teachers and students alike in achieving their academic goals easily and effectively. This award-winning application helps students plan, organize, write and edit their academic essays using a new idea in teaching academic writing, which I call lexical cohesive trio. AWW provides teachers with an exceptional environment to assign essays, receive students' essays, mark them, and provide a comprehensive feedback on every single paragraph. Most available software in the market today edit text rather than teach students how to write academic text coherently and effectively. AWW has the potential of dramatically improving students' academic writing. By consciously using cohesive elements from detailed categorized lists, students become aware of numerous options that could boost their academic writing and help them start afresh with their academic assignments. Now, let's have a look at the main web page of the application. We have here the four main elements, which I call, actually the first two, which are supposed to be two steps of the first element, which is the element of reference, which I have to choose. So we have choose elements of reference, choose transitional signals, choose lexical repetition, and finally lexical phrases. Let me explain every single element here. If you just put your cursor here, you will see the definition of the word anaphora, and by anaphora I mean backward reference, the use of a word or a pronoun referring to or replacing a word used earlier in a sentence to avoid repetition, such as he in John's car is fast, he bought it last year. The repetition of a word or a phrase at the beginning of successive clauses. So if one notices the pronoun he refers back to John's, actually, to John, or John in John's car is fast. If we go to the other term here, which is cataphora, cataphora means forward reference, the use of a pronoun or other linguistic unit to refer ahead to another word in a sentence, which we call the referent. A few weeks before he died, my father gave me an old cigar box filled with faded letters. Now here the pronoun he refers forward to the what we call phrase my father. And finally, transitional signals, which are, as you know, conjunctions and conjunctive adverbs, in fact. And now let's go to the second step of the lexical cohesive trio, which I call types of repetition. Under types of repetition, one has simple word repetition, which is same word repeated in text, such as school and school. Then the second type is called complex word repetition, where synonyms are used in text, such as teacher, tutor, instructor. And then the final type is called phrasal word repetition, where the same phrase is repeated, such as at the conference, on campus, beyond belief. Now, the third step of the lexical cohesive trio is academic lexical phrases, and actually these phrases are the most frequently used phrases in academic discourse. These phrases are based on academic corpora, which are millions of words used in academic writing. Alright, let's start using the application now for writing, or continuing to write our one of the essays that I've already started, in fact. Okay, let me log in using my account. Okay, where is it? Password here, then should log in. Alright, now it says here that you have a pending essay to be completed. Please click OK to complete the essay. Let me say OK. Alright, now I've already in fact started writing an essay, and I'm starting now the third paragraph, and I will be writing the third paragraph together with you. Now let me just minimize a little bit my page here, and I will be using an already written essay by one of my students, for the sake of time here, and I'm on the third paragraph, so I can use this third paragraph. By the way, let me talk a little bit about the template that is available on AWW's main webpage. Actually, there is a document, and now let me go back to the main page, where you can simply, all right, let me say, go to the main website. All right, under resources here, you can click on this tab, and you can see that there are some documents here, list of pronouns, where you can simply click here to download list of pronouns. And these actually are detailed pronouns, where they the way they're used actually in academic writing. And also you have here academic writing wizard template 2, where you can simply download actually this document, and this will be very helpful in case you want to first write the essay and then use AWW. Alright, and this is what my student actually did here. So, let me see what kind of selections she made. So, let me go to the selections, to the boxes. Step 1 of paragraph 3. So, the noun that she chose, actually, you can see here, the noun is student. The pronoun that she opted for, he and she. So, let me click on select pronoun, personal pronoun, and here you will have a list of pronouns. Let me choose she, and then add the pronoun, and then choose the reference, whether anaphoric or cataphoric, and in this case my student chose anaphora. Alright, let me add it to the list now. A box is created now. Student, the noun, pronoun she, and relation anaphora. Let me remind you that the nouns you use in writing your paragraph actually should be nouns that are referred to. This referential connection is very important. Without this reference, in fact, you cannot create connections in your text. For instance, if you simply use a noun once, it does not mean that this noun is important in your text. So make sure that you use nouns that are referred to, whether backward or forward in your text. Okay? Now, let me choose, do we have another noun here? No, simply I go to the next step. If you would like to, of course, use any more nouns, you can do that, as long as you're using the right pronoun and the right connection, the right referential connection, that is, whether being anaphoric or cataphoric. Let me click next now, and go to the following step, which is selecting transitional signals from the below categories. Here I click on the categories. Let me see what my student chose here. She chose actually relation and addition. Okay, so as long as addition is the first category, let me click it. So it's addition. She chose in fact and a next. So we have and, in fact, and next. Alright, you can choose more if you like, as long as you use them, because if you happen not to use any of these, definitely the system is going to deduct, points from the final score. Alright, and then she chose addition. Alright, only addition, in fact. So definitely you can use other categories like comparison, concession, and under each one, if you click on comparison, for instance, you will have another list of transitional words, being conjunctions or conjunctive adverbs that you can use in your essays. Okay, so let's click next now. We come to the following step. Simple repetition and complex repetition. She chose the two elements here, simple and complex. Let's add them. Alright, so we have simple repetition and complex repetition. Let me again remind you that actually these are simply categories that are to be ticked and added simply without having any lists, because this means that you need to use actually words in a simple repetitive way, and that is use the same word and repeat the same, use the word and repeat it in the text, or use a word and use its synonym in the text. Now we click next. We come to the following step, which is selecting lexical phrasal type. Alright, so my student chose establishing the importance of the topic, time, frame given, which is the second element. And by the way, again here you notice that we have different categories of lexical phrases which are most frequently used in academic discourse. You can choose any one of these, and you can, the minute you click one of them, you will be prompted with a list of different phrases which are extremely useful actually to create connections, in fact logical connections, between what precedes them and what follows them. Alright, so she chose recent development, which is the first phrase, and you have, as I told you, some very important and useful phrases here. What I suggest here is that the professor or the teacher has to actually spend some time explaining these, these phrases to his or her students, to actually, again, get acquainted, and also students have to get acquainted with these types of phrases so that they can use them logically and appropriately in their writing. Okay, so let's click next. As you can see, please make sure that you have selected all the necessary options for this paragraph, as no further change of selection is allowed after this. So let's say OK. Alright, now we come to the the page where we can start writing our third paragraph. Now let me go back and copy the paragraph for the sake of time here. Alright, simply I'll go to this box, having selected all of these elements. As you can see, these important elements of the lexical cohesive trio: the noun, the pronoun, the relationship, whether backward or forward. Then we have logical connections, and of course that of addition in this case, and next, in fact, the types of repetition and the lexical phrases. We can now click here and start writing our paragraph. As long as it is handy, we can simply paste it here, and you can see that the paragraph is ready to go now. By the way, simply if you look here, I can put my cursor here to have a look at paragraph 2. Probably you want to look at the previous paragraphs that you've written, so that you know what you wrote. Probably you have forgotten a point or two, so if you just simply look at these paragraphs, you will remember what you want. Again, this is an inbuilt thesaurus. If I click write the word class and click find, you will see that you will be prompted with a list of synonyms that you could choose. If you want more synonyms, because this is a limited thesaurus, by the way, if you want a more advanced thesaurus, then you can simply go to quick links and go to thesaurus.com to look for more synonyms. Alright, so let's click submit. Please make sure that the paragraph is complete and correct, as it cannot be modified later. Let's say OK. The minute we click OK, you will have all the steps mentioned here, all the selections made by you. Alright, being the nouns, pronouns, relations, as I said before, the logical transitional signal used, and the type of lexical repetitions used, and the type of lexical phrase used, with also the percentages of these elements in your paragraph. Then, if you click proceed, you will proceed to the next paragraph, and then you will follow the same steps to write your paragraph. And when you finish writing all your paragraphs in this way, you will submit the whole essay, and eventually you will be given a detailed account of all your essay, plus a detailed account of all the mistakes you've done, and all the suggestions that might help you in improving your essay. Thank you very much indeed. I wish you all the best. Thank you. You know exactly what types of